Today I'm doing it from home. Um, Back inside. So I'm doing it from home today, and I've had some time to reflect. Um, I have had some time to reflect, and I wanted to talk about something that so many young men talk about. Many people have been asking me about it, so I thought, well, why not talk about it? So we're going to be talking about the logbook loans, the drive to own arrangement. Well, you can also ask me any question that you want. True. Logbook loans. I've been reflecting about a new car. I've been thinking about it. Uh, Aside from, of course, almost all banks will give you logbook loans. Many money lenders will give you logbook loans. Actually, money lenders don't even give you. Hi, Stuart. Hi, Khalid. Yeah, so money lenders don't actually give you logbook loans. No, 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 no. So money lenders actually just take your car. And yeah, and let's keep the logbook loans for some time. Um, let's talk about the drive to own arrangement. This is something to actually think about. It's something to think about. Has any of you guys done the drive to own arrangement? Have you done the drive to own, or do you know someone that has done drive to own? Because when I think about it, it's if, for example, you had 5 million and a bond says, okay, bring that 5 million. So tell me about that, Khalid. Tell me about that. Which car are you getting? How much are they giving it to you? How long do you have to pay? And how much are you paying every week or monthly? Tell me about it, Khalid. Let's share. So I've been thinking about it and someone is into drive to own. It has to be a business car, not driving around swag. Yeah, like you drive it for Uber. Good evening, Novik. You drive it for Uber and special hire, right? Yeah, tell us about it, Khalid. What is the arrangement? How much are you buying this car? Which car are you buying? How much are you going to be paying every month or week? Um, yeah. So tell us about it as I also share my thoughts. When I was doing yesterday's live and my interaction with many of my followers here on WhatsApp when they come to my inbox, um, of course, like we normally say, abasinga wano bamufuna mpola nganzi, so batetenkanya. And many people, even those that are in the diaspora, abali Dubai, Qatar, have wanted to actually come back home and so they can start doing something basigale waka. And many have been asking me about Uber, and I've reflected because driving Uber or special hire is sort of like opening a shop. You get? It's like opening a shop, and when you open this shop, of course you've targeted people, and when you target people, um okay, as I do this, let me read what Khalid is saying. The thing is, you get a car from the bond, especially you have to pay their interest first. It's always 5 to 8 million. After paying that, then you start paying either weekly or monthly. What's your deal, Khalid? What was the deal, Chibaba? What was the deal, Chi? What was the deal, Chi? So, driving special hire, because Khalid is telling us that if you want to get a drive to own car, you should actually look at it as a business venture. So, if you're going to be doing the transport business, it's sort of like opening a shop. When you open a shop, it doesn't matter where you're opening the shop from. You're going to open the shop and you're targeting these 500 or so people on the village or Wakucharo, or you open a chiduka in the city center, you're targeting these 10,000 people or 1 million people that come to town every day. But you have no idea if these people are going to buy from you. You get? toyina lw'osuubira nti bagenda kujja bagguleko. But you wake up every morning, you shower, you dress up, you transport yourself to town or to your shop, hoping that one will actually come and buy. That's the transport business. Now, okujjako bye bakuganye, like the lorry business. The lorry business is quite tricky. Why am I saying tricky? It's for it, you may not have control totally because you're not transporting people. It depends on whether business is moving. Like if, for example, people are saying there's going to be a lockdown tonight, starting tonight. So if there is a lockdown, kati owalole tagenda kukolerako ddala. Okitegeera. You can't use the lorry as an ambulance or something. So, but transport generally is like you opening a shop. You decide that I'm going to do this. Now, as a marketing person, because I told you guys I'm a marketing person, and I've been reflecting as a marketing person, especially for the guys abali Eburaya, you guys that are abroad and you want to come back and you really want to do Uber, and also those guys that want to do Uber. This is my take. If you're going to be doing this business, transport business, because this is the only way I would recommend that you go for drive to own. You go to a bond, get a car that is going to cost you 20 million, pay 5 million, which he has said, Khalid, is the interest, and then you're going to be paying 1.5 every month. You're going to be very serious. Okay? So Khalid says it depends on which car you're driving. For these mid-range, e.g. Fielder, Sienta, Raoub, Spacio, Rumion, it is always 1.3 million or 155 weekly. Me, I was into Sienta, so I had to pay 5 million to get it, of which I did. Then after I chose to pay monthly for 2 years. But good thing I'm to use it for business. I might find myself paying 2 million per month. Wow, good. Good, Khalid. Good. So you guys that wanted to do drive to own, Khalid, can you recommend the bond where you went? If possible, you can even share the number of the person that worked on you. For the guys that might actually want to do this, you can share the number. Abaagala okugendayo nabo basobole kubanga bafuna omukisa ogwo. So you have to be determined, first of all. You see, Khalid is determined to pay 2 million every month. If he pays 2 million every month, Khalid, you said you were going to pay for 2 years. Does that mean you're going to pay roughly 1 million every month? So if you pay 2 million, you'll be paying for 1 year, right? That will be around 24 million, right? Yeah. So so you guys, you have to be really determined. For example, if you're going to be doing Uber, like I've told you guys before, Uber is not really that profitable. But if you get into Uber with a straight mind, you know that this is my survival. I can recommend Babu or my colleagues who already paid their cars. Okay, you can recommend the person that actually helps you get there. Kastabanga Simo yaye, recommend, share a number right here on the chat. When you were chatting, so that anybody that wants to do that, they can go ahead and try their luck. So I already told you guys, Uber is not really that profitable, but you can go into this as a marketing person. Now I'm speaking as a marketing person. You can go into this business and watch money. If Uber gives me 3 passengers every day, my goal is going to be to make sure that I retain at least one of those passengers, afuke wange ave ku Uber, so that whenever they have a trip, they actually call me. So if every day for the next 365 days, if you work 365 days, if you get a customer from Uber to become your customer, that means you have 365 customers. You get, by the end of the year, if monthly I pay 1.2, but since I'm into owning this car, I find myself paying 2 million. Okay. 1.2 times 10, that's 12, 24 plus another 3, 2, 26. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. So you keep those clients. So with time, you become a serious special hire person. But this means having customer service or customer care. This means you speak very well to the clients. This means that when the client sits in your car, You can give them refreshments. You have a very nice screen for them to sit. You have the latest movies and all stuff. You get. So that when someone actually sits in your car, they don't wish to sit in any other car. You make sure that your car is in very good condition, so that a person that actually sits in your car tayagala kuddamu kutuula mu motoka ndala. Make sure it smells nice. Okay. There's always cheap water you can buy. Atayagala ganywa, it's okay. But you can offer a client, say a bottle is 500 shillings. You can actually go to these companies as well and get them to brand your own bottle. Of course, that might be too far, but I'm just saying, treat these people special, because kalida atugambye it needs to be a car for business. Because bwogenda nojayo moroka nga yakulya amasaali emiliyoni emu n'ekitundu ogenda gijjawo gye ogenda osasula buli mwezi ng'emoroka ogikozesa kwevuga bibyo. You get. But this might be an approach for a person that currently doesn't have a job, but they have a driving permit. If you have a driving permit, ng'otudde waka toyina kyakkola, nga you can access 5 million, okay, like Khalid has told us, access 5 million, because some people, waliwo abantu nga baziyina. Yesterday in the live, you saw the guy that, the lorry guy, what was his name? He told us, if you're into drive to own, you have to save 50k per day for the car, then you spend the rest on yourself. That 50k a day adds up to 1.5. Yes, thank you very much, Khalid. So Khalid says that if you're going to be doing drive to own, we're not taking emitwalo etaano wali ebbali every day. You get what he's saying. So bw'obanga you can access 5 million, and there are very many people. Bw'oba eriyo Dubai ng'ebintu biganye, oli Qatar, the things have refused to move totally. You have your Tenma. You can come, get 5 million like Khalid has done, pay the bond, get a car on drive to own, ebampya okitegeera, ogenda gyetandikira, go register for Uber, register for Taxify, register for Safecar, register on all those platforms, buy a good smartphone, okay, keep your car clean, start doing business, and then start getting customers, because we love cars. Now, what better way to make money than to actually do it in the ride that you love? So, but you have to be serious. Emitwalo etaano egyo si myangu okitegeera. It means some days you might have to work day and night to make sure that you save that money okitegeera. I know guys that used to do Uber nga akola Transnight, nga ye bwe ziwera ssaawa bbiri nga alumba ekkubo, they start driving until 4 a.m. And by 4 a.m., you would find that that person has saved around 70,000. Now, if you're that kind of person, you can sleep during the day, drive during the night, and then you have your 50k every day to save for the car. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. But Khalid is saying that you need to go for drive to own when you're going to use the car for business. But don't get a car. Don't get a car if you're going to be playing around. And there are these airport deals, of which are very profitable than Uber. Pickups from the airport are over 200k to Kampala. If outside Kampala, it's 500k and above. You see, Khalid, yeah, you guy, you're serious with this thing. Eh? So Khalid is actually telling you that you can get those deals. But of course, it's networking. Khalid has a network of people that he can work with. He has probably created a network of guys. Some of you guys are going to actually use Khalid. Airport. Then when he picks you up at the airport, you can actually talk about it, or what happens. You get. You can actually, if you have more money, you can get your car and you enroll it to the airport taxi business. Airport taxi. You go, no sasura the airport taxi company. And they give you a number at the airport. Notekamu ekikubo kya airport taxi okitegeera. When you put that kikubo, then you start stationing at the airport. You get. That's another way. I've seen some guys parking at bus stations. Nti agenda, you pay for the stage at a bus station. That's where you station. So these guys that come off the bus when they're coming from Rwanda, from Sudan, and bayaga, then you're there to actually transport them. But this is hard work. Of course, Khalid is about the business, but I know someone that failed to do that. I know someone that totally failed and then they went back to border. I've told you this story before. So it's not going to be so easy. So normally, but I would recommend it for someone that has totally nothing to do and they can access the interest that Khalid has talked about. Just remember, the 5 million or 8 million is their interest. It's you telling them that I've paid your interest, now I'm going to pay for the car. Just know you have not yet bought the car when you give them the first amount. So now you're going to start paying for the car 5 million, 1.5. You have taken the car for free basically. But over what they made, then you start paying afterwards. I hope that is clear. So, but drive to own is something I would recommend for someone that is on the wall. I don't recommend it for someone that has something to do. If you have something to do, let's say you have 8 million, but you have something to do. You have 9 million, but you have something to do. I've already recommended cars that you can buy. Isobola nazo kukola Uber, isobola okukola special hire, isobola okukola Taxify, isobola okukola safe car. You can buy a Corolla like mine. Of course, those platforms zaagala emmotoka ng'erina air conditioning ng'akola, zaagala emmotoka ng'enyirira, zaagala emmotoka ng'erina emipiira mipya, okitegeera, zaagala emmotoka in good condition. You get. So, I've already told you, if you have 8 million to 9 million, you have another job. Okujjako ng'oyagala kuvuga buvuzi mmotoka mpya. Okitegeera. If your job has not been in the transport business, I would not... okujjako ng'oli ku kisenge ennyo nga you're really determined to actually go out there, network, handle customers properly, kiss ass where it's needed. You get. I know a guy that used to tell me, guy, you need to kiss ass. I'm one person that doesn't kiss ass. You get. But if you are at that level, you have nothing to do but to kiss ass. I recommend that you go and get the drive to own. Of course, we're in $1 million. The other alternative would be to actually buy a border. Bogula, then you board a suro. Actually, at 5 million, you get. Then you can advance. We go step by step. Which take it. Bobanga, you have no experience doing any transport business. Go in $1 million. Go buy border. Bobo tyo kuraba. Genda mu safe border ofunere helmet nga tojijja ku customer yogera. You get what I'm saying? But for me, life has taught me to be humble. Be humble whenever you can, because at the end of the day, money is money. Tell you to buy sugar. Nobody's going to say that this money came from border. This money came from collecting rubbish. You get. Nobody's actually going to know that. So me, I would recommend there are two alternatives. You can go to drive to own. But drive to own, if you're not really a hard worker, if you don't have a network, they are home, they have a client. You don't have such people and you're going to start afresh. Drive to own will be tough. It will be tough. It's going to be one of the toughest things you have ever done. Alternatively, if you can actually go to border and to Swade, me, I would recommend if you have your 5 million, go buy a new border over TVS, over Bajaji, there are so many types there in the market. Just go and buy it. Join one of those platforms, or you can join all the platforms, which take it. Because right now, joining those platforms is a safe way for you to actually not have to pay for a stage. Because when you have safe border, just go park at a shop somewhere, nywa katunda, take a app. You get. If you're on the wall, instead of taking money to the drive to own guys, you could actually just go buy a brand new border and you ride it for a year, because border we be so omutwaro gumu. And normally go mutwaro gumu weba wo mugaganga no no abadde avuga border afunye. But just not every I'm going to be dropping, every day I'm going to be dropping 10k. That's 3,650,000 every year. If my mathematics is correct. I hope that is it. Chitegeza in 2 years you'll have 6 million. Bode you osobola givuga emyaka esatu obuguze border no maintaining. Osobola givuga emyaka esatu ngate full day. That would mean after 3 years you'll have 10 million. So if you have 10 million, no quarter bode you not damu no jitunda at whatever amount you sell it. No gata consent, no gula bode after the 3 years. You will drive it another 3 years. Okay? Ngowezesa sente zigule motoka mochi. Empia. That's if the cars will still abide. But I'm thinking the cars will not go beyond that much. If you really want a car. That is a slow way of actually getting a car. That is a slow way of getting a new car. And you have collected your money, you can buy a car and still keep your border. Or still probably give it to a guy. ontegera kyanga bana yajivuge drive to own. The thing with drive to own is that it's expensive. How is it expensive? I'll give you an example of border borders. Nti omwana border border jabatunda million 5 bwogigula cash, you go and pay 5 million for that border border if you're paying cash. But if you're doing drive to own for border border, you're buying that border border 9 million or 10 million. Okitegeera. That is why I say drive to own yetaganga okirabe you really have no option, but you really want that in your thing. That's why sometimes you find border guys driving their old borders nakunganya akasente nagamba anja genda negulye boda yange empya because it's much more cheaper. Okitegeera, it's cheaper to buy a car cash, it's cheaper to buy a border cash. The drive to own arrangement is very good. Bobanga like Khalid is in the business achimanyi amanyi wano ngatta wano nengatta wali nsobola okusasula million 2. It means it's going to pay for that car in 1 year. Okitegeera. But if you're not like Khalid, you have not been in a business, you'd have to think very closely about it. But instead of giving that 5 million to a bond owner, go and get a fresh motorcycle. Go and get a fresh motorcycle. You have a permit already. Go to Safe Border, go to Taxify, whatever, or Bolt, or whatever, and register and start doing those rides. Ojagenda okwesanga. There are guys that have seen abasajja abakulu abavuga boda. Now gamba nkola emitwalo 8 olunaku nenyinyuka kusaba mwenda. Okitegeera in borders, it's possible there are guys that make that money. Also there are guys that don't make that money. Let me tell you, I'm a marketing person and I know that if you do things the right way, there is what we call best practice from marketing. Best practice, companies like MTN, Airtel, companies like DFC, those big organizations, they are doing what we call the best practice. That when we open a business, we're supposed to have a marketing budget. And this marketing budget, for example, is going to cater for this and this and this and this and this. And these things need to be done. For example, we're going to print flyers. We're going to have a customer care personnel to talk to clients, solve problems. We're going to have this amount. Kwegamba, they have a budget and they stick to it. The problem with most of us as Ugandans, we have not been raised to plan for things. I don't know if you get me. We have been raised to wait on God all the time. And that doesn't happen in business. Because I'm talking to the guys that are going to do drive to own. The guys that are going to do probably agenda okuchusa maga let me go buy a border. Don't leave things to chance. Set a target, okay, and think, how do I get to that target? How do I make that money? How do I pay back the car? Do I really need a new car? Okay, should I go to drive to own? Can I wait another 2 years and then how much money? I have 8 million. A new car in the bond now is 20 million. Okay, that means I'm lacking 12 million. Is there a way I can make 12 million in the next 1 year? Is there a way I can make 12 million in the next 6 months? Okay, and then you think about it. Okay, I have a plot in this place that I don't need. How much would they buy? Would they buy 10? If they buy it 10, then I need 2 million extra for me to get a car from the bond. And then you think about it. Me, I find that it doesn't make sense for you to own a piece of land that doesn't make money if you could actually buy something that will make money and buy back a plot as well and keep that thing as well. That's my education. You get. So you'd set target. Now I'm speaking as a marketing person because it also doesn't help for you to take a car to Uber that is old. I think when the clients don't want to sit in it. Because the car is old. So it makes sense for you to go and get a new car like Khalid is doing. Which take the same thing with borders. We border, we want new borders. We want clean borders. That border kade teyonjeka na omukade nebo mukuba powder nebo mukorako makeup mukade. That's one thing you need to know. A new thing is a new thing. So you have to really think about it already. So I would recommend drive to own. Just know that if you go to drive to own, already carried at Ugambe, you're paying interest of 5 to 8 million depending on which car. This means that you're buying that car by you pay 5 million extra. The market value. Chitegeza mutu kabaji tuna million 24 okenda jigula million 29 no musobyo. Ontegera kyenko gamba. So you need to think about it. Ochiraba, because they will sell you a car at 28 that is actually 24. But bobanga this is something you need to achieve the goals that you have set, or the goals that you set for 2023, because right now we are not speaking for 2022 guno gugenze uyo mpuja bagenda tusana mu lockdown, so we are speaking about 2023. So because we are going to November. November is festive season, unless you're going to be selling seasonal items, which I doubt would make a lot of business sense, because so many people are cutting down on costs, because everything has doubled in cost. Fuel has doubled, food has doubled, power the price is double. So you need to think really hard. So now we are planning for 2023. If getting a drive to own car will help you achieve your goals for 2023, start the process right now, so that by January 2023 you have your car and you start working non-stop. Okay, if you have also decided the other way that I've talked about of a border, make sure by 1st January 2023 you have a new border, you have a new helmet, you have a new jacket, you have new boots, you basically have an attire that someone would like. That's something to think about. Drive to own. Let me just make sure that you guys are getting what Khalid has said. Khalid is saying if your car is 1.4cc and below, if above, don't bother joining Uber. Uber alone can make you 150k per day. So Khalid is saying you can make 150k per day from Uber. Point of the story, drive to own is for committed people who are willing to use their cars for business. Else, if you're a government worker, yes. So recently I had an airport pickup of a guy who was going to Ishaka that paid me over 1.3 million. Actually, it's the only deal that influenced me to go into drive to own. Okay. So bro, airport taxi is very expensive. Enrolling is 5 million. Some people have their money. So Stuart, drive to own is not a deal. For someone starting life, that 5 million, I buy you a Corolla, renovate it, work until somewhere stable, then I upgrade to use it, to use the Wish, still do the same. I'm totally okay. That's another thing, by the way, that Stuart is saying, because if you have like 8 million, you can actually buy a used Wish, million. And trust me, this is how agreements work. Agreements for when you're going to buy a car, agreements work like this. You come and buy a car from me, you pay 8 million, the car is 12 million, and we agree that you're going to pay that money in 2 months. Okay. However, you know very well, you the buyer, you know very well that you cannot pay that money in 2 months. So what happens if I tell you you're going to pay the balance? Let's say the balance is 3 million in 2 months. What you do as a buyer, make sure that the first week when you take the car, you send that person some money, or take the money and let them sign or give you a receipt. The next week, take money, make sure they give you a receipt. Even if 2 months elapse without you paying the entire amount, they will not take your car, because now the balance is less than 2 million. So all you have to do is actually sit back on the table and agree. And at that time, that person will want to be your friend because you pay properly. So the arrangement that Stuart is saying is actually also applicable. That if you're going to do Uber, by the way, Khalid went to drive to own because he has made 1.3 in a day, by the way. But if you have not, and you still want to do Uber and transport business, the other arrangement is to actually get 12 million, because at 12 million you can get a good Wish. At 12 million you can get a good Spacio new model, not the very current number plates, but you can. At 12 million you can get a Raum new model. At 12 million you can get still a Sienta. At 12 million, what other car can you get? You can get a Ractis. Now, Ractis at 12 million, I don't recommend. At 12 million, you can get a Fielder old model, still in good condition. At 12 million is actually still good money. So that's another thing. You have a plot kotuzizeyo otudenjale kuluma okoze wena toina choria, even rent is hard to come by. Go sell the plot, guys. Go sell the plot and start a business. You get? Because unless you're using that piece of land for something, or if it's normally, I'm not a real estate person. So real estate is in your business. Me, I'm a marketing person and I am a performing artist. So real estate is in my industries. If I'm going to be doing real estate in marketing, I'll open up a website and find a way of making money out of that website. For me, that is real estate in my sense. Now, there are real estate agents, abatunde taka. That's real estate for them. Now, when I go to the arts where I am, I will create a film and sell it to someone. For me, that is real estate. You see how even Airbnb is doing real estate. They don't even own a home. They don't even own land, but they are making money from people's home. For them, it's real estate business. So real estate is where you make the money. That's for me. That's the marketing way I've decided to see it. That real estate is not selling land, selling houses, having rentals. Real estate is in your business. You see how Khalid transports people. Every seat in his car is real estate because buli muto gw'otuulamu ogusasulira mu buutu bw'oteekamu ebintu obisasulira. For him, real estate is in his car. Omusajja avuga lorry. The tray is real estate for him. But that's a marketing sense. For me, that's how I made sense out of it as a marketing person. You see how I'm doing this YouTube? I make money out of YouTube. How? You guys, you'll buy tracking devices from me. You get. And I sell tracking devices at 350. My tracking device will outlive your car. You'll get to sell the car and the tracking device is still working. And then you'll call me to come and remove it and put it in the next car that you have. You get. I sell tracking devices. By the way, they are only 350,000, including installation. Yeah. And that's one way I make money out of this YouTube channel. For me, that's real estate. For me. So not everyone is actually going to go and start buying land and reselling. Okay? Not everyone is meant to actually farm. Not everyone, you're not meant to do everything everyone is doing and assumably getting success out of it. There are things. That's why normally when someone inboxes me and they say, I want to get a car for Uber, I normally, the guys that are abroad, I normally ask you, what were you doing before you went abroad? And was it successful? And then this person tells me, yes, it was making me money. Then I tell them, before you think about doing Uber, why don't you think about rejoining the business that you were in before you left? Because now you have more capital. You get. So you can actually join this business with more capital, which means you'll be able to start at a better note. Probably the reason you left that business before you left the country was because you didn't have enough capital to get the business running profitably. Now you have the capital. How about you actually start that business again with the much capital? Instead of buying a car at 20 million, why don't you get a decent car, 10 million, then put the 10 million in your business? Because you understand it better. There is a gentleman that inboxed me, Uber. Then I told him, okay, instead of actually coming home to do Uber, Arim Logistics. You know, logistics are these guys that help you transport stuff, delivery, sorting things. Uber, Jumia is in logistics. So I tell him, why don't you think about, because you're a logistics personnel, you're a professional there. Many people want to buy things from Dubai, bring them to Uganda. You are in Dubai already, so you have a network of people in Dubai that are doing logistics still. You have a network of suppliers in Dubai. So why don't you start even building your brand before you leave Dubai? So that by the time you come here, you actually have a business where you don't need capital. You just need an office space, and there is shared office space in Kampala. Now, I'm speaking as a marketing person. I'm not speaking as a business consultant. I speak as a marketing person. Okay? So I was telling him, you come, brand your business, and yes, and start your business, and then tell people, hey guys, if you want to buy anything from Dubai to Uganda, I'm the trusted person. And then you earn a commission of each delivery that you're going to make. You get. So I told him this, and he actually picked it up. I also have a friend that is in Dubai, and he was telling me, business, and I told him, okay, your wife lives in Uganda, because they're already married, they even have kids. Your wife is in Uganda. You guys have a stationery shop that's already an office. You are in Dubai. You are in spare parts, and because it's in spare parts of phones and all that. Okay, why don't you include that into your business? Bring stuff from Dubai. You already have a system where you can deliver those things very cheaply. Bring those things, let your wife sell, send you back the money, and you make money. By the time you come back to Uganda, you already created a system that can make money for you. Zero. You get. So we are still talking about drive to own, because I want us to explore all the options that come before you go to drive to own. Before you go to drive to own. So for the guys that are not in the country, you can actually think about that. Okay, think about that alternative nga tonaba kuyingira ki business empya gy'otamanyi. I hope that is clear. So but drive to own, if you nga olabira ddala kiri oli ku kisenge, go for it. And I've told you guys there are cars you can get for 10 million. Bwogenda ogula emmotoka ya miliyoni 10, you can go with 7 million. You can go with 7 million. Omuntu oli agenda kwongeramu akakadde aka agambe mpa sente zange emyezi 2. I've given you a trick for paying for cars even when you don't have all the money. So bw'anaakuwa akongeremu akakadde agambe nze nno jagigula miliyoni 11. Normally emmotoka omuntu gy'atunda miliyoni 10 aba agiguze miliyoni nga 8. The brokers, I'm talking about the brokers. If you go to those, you find a broker that has, for example, a Vitz at 10 million, they normally bought it 8 million. So it means if you come with 8 million and you give him oba muwadde sente ze ziyateekamu, it means ziri esatu zakubanja magoba ge. So tell me just zimpa myezi 2. You get what I'm saying? And just like that, you have a car that can actually go for Uber and you're buying it very cheaply. Drive to own is quite expensive. It's for committed people, like Khalid has said. If you don't have that level of commitment, you don't have that network, you don't have the access to customers that Khalid has, don't go for drive to own. Okay? Togendayo bugenzi olw'okuba oyagala vuga motoka mpya. People might actually start doing that. Togendayo because I know someone that did that ne kimulema. Okitegeera. It was a drive to own tugirese. Tugimaze sikyo. Drive to own tukoze eki. Let me just read this. Mr. Arthur, thanks so much for the advice. I want to get the tracking device from you as soon as my car arrives in Uganda. Yes, Justus, thank you very much. Hey, Kati Justus, for you sent for your own car. That's good. That's good. You actually have some savings there. Aha. Let me see. Yeah. So for the guys that are thinking of drive to own, you go through the chat. Khalid has been telling us about how the arrangement that he has, where he's getting a drive to own car, and then Stuart weighed in there. Yeah, and then Khalid also told you that if you want to join Uber, hi Patrick, if you want to join Uber or those rideshare apps, you need a car that doesn't go beyond 1.4 cc. Kitegeeza ina kubanga ovuga VTs nga bwe mbadde ngamba gamba y'olukumi ebisatu oba Paso oba Sienta. Of course 1.5 can do, but above that oba ogenda kukola loss, oba ogenda kukaaba bukaabi. But of course Khalid has told you that with Uber you can actually make more than 100. You can make 150 a week. Okitegeera ng'omaze okwerabirira ndowooza Khalid kyekyo. Yes. So drive to own doza tugiyiseemu. So let's slide over to Logbook loans. I don't want to mention brand names because I may get sued. But there are so many companies that come and actually some of those companies, even when you're driving on the streets, they give you flyers and they tell you, come, we give you Logbook loans. And they tell you all you need to do is bring your logbook, bring your car for valuation, and normally they'll tell you buy comprehensive insurance because apparently they want to make sure that if you knock and the car gets destroyed, the insurance company will pay them. Sometimes they'll even help you get comprehensive insurance. Actually, if you're getting a loan with your car, even in the bank, they are going to want you to get comprehensive insurance. So the banks are okay. Banks are okay because it's very hard to find a bank that will take your car just like that. Because banks, contrary to what most people say that a loan in B, I'll tell you that I've used bank loans. And bank loans are not as evil as people want us to believe. I've used them. If you get a bank loan and use it properly, you will not regret ever using a bank loan. So bank loans are not really evil. So with the banks there, I don't discourage you at all. The only downside with the car is that they're going to ask you to buy comprehensive insurance. And then you might find that process is also tedious, especially if your car is not in your names. But when you go to these companies that promise you to give you money quick money. They actually tell you give you money in 24 hours. It's very hard for you to go to a bank and you get a loan in 24 hours. Do you know why? Because the bank wants to make sure that you can pay that money. These companies don't even want to make sure that you can pay because they don't want you to pay. The logbook loans. The companies that are going to give you logbook loans, they don't care that whether you can pay or not. For them, their goal is to hit targets, to wait on. Probably they tell you want you to give loans of 100 million because they know 100 million is going to make them 200 million. You get? And these companies are owned by people that are connected. You cannot go to court and win them. If, for example, you say, they lent me 10 million and then now I'm paying 30 million, because those are the stories. If you follow social media, you might have read one of those companies or two where people come and say, Banange, these guys lent me 8 million. I had a problem. My child probably bichi. And then after some time I was paying, then they refused to take the money. Then afterwards they came for my car and they said I wasn't paying. Then they even spoiled my car. Then after some time they sold my car. Then I can't get back my car. You get? So logbook loans are a bad deal as well. I'm saying this because we have not heard of those stories just once. So many times people have been duped into thinking that someone can actually give you a loan in 24 hours. That person will not do due diligence. The only person that person needs. Okay, Dunston. The only person, the only thing those people need is your logbook. They want to put a caveat on the logbook. So if you don't know what a caveat is like, it's like a legal thing. You know how you put a lock on a door? So no one can enter, no one can come out. The caveat, it's a legal thing. They just go to probably URA. I don't know which ministry works on that. For land titles, it's the Ministry of Lands. They put a caveat, you cannot transfer the car to anyone. So every time someone wants to buy that car, they'll tell you that a motor caveat. So don't buy it. It means there is a dispute. Probably it's owned by another person and it was stolen or something. You get? Even you can get a caveat. If someone, for example, takes a car, and probably they don't pay you or something, you can go and put a caveat. No gambi you're young to take a caveat. So that he cannot sell. So these logbook loan guys, the only thing they want is to give you money. Ogende. They know their terms. And normally, people that go to logbook loans, probably you have a relative that is very sick. Ali ku kitanda beetaga million 5 za mangu, onoonyeza w'ozijja tolabawo, ne zikubula n'odduka bakuwa million 5 mangu. You get million 5 mangu n'ozikwata n'odduka n'osasula eddwaliro. Stuart is saying, I worked at one of those companies. Someone could get a loan of 3 million and I give him 2 years of payment. But in that period, they end up paying 12 million in that small installment. So these guys have targets. Actually, the target is give out money. Because the owners are normally connected. You'll find that company is owned, the real owners are not the owners that you know. The real owners are probably in ministries. They are in police, in the army. Ngabantu banene nyo, probably judges. You get? I'm not saying that they are, but I'm just saying that's how powerful the real owners of these companies are. There is nowhere you're going to try to fight them that they have not covered. If you go to court, they have people there. If you go to police, they have people there. You go to the army, they have people there. You go to president's office, they have people there. You get? So you see Stuart is saying you get a loan of 3 million and in 2 years, you're paying 12 million. This is actually worse than the logbook, the drive to own arrangement. Instead of going to logbook loans, just sell your property. Ojitunde ku loosi omanye nti nakola loosi okusinga ogenda to logbook loans. These guys are out to steal. You get? The good thing we have not mentioned the name of a company. Now, if there is a company out there that gives logbook loans and they are honest, I challenge them to come and I host them and they tell us their terms and conditions. They give us testimonies of people that actually got their loans and paid them. Those companies, I've not heard of anyone that says, I went so and with this company and this company, I got a loan of 5 million, I paid 7 million and I got my property back. It never happens. It never happens. because their goal, logbook loans, it never happens. It's the worst deal anybody can ever have. Actually, not just logbook loans. Anybody that promises to give you a loan in the shortest period possible, ayagala kuba agenda kola sente empitirivu. Let me tell you, I've taken loans from banks multiple times. But even when a bank has given you loans like 3 times, the 4th time, they will actually research about you. They will tell you where is your property. We'll take pictures with you. Business. They want to make sure that you have a business where you're going to get money to pay the loan. Their installment plan is clear that Arthur, you have taken 1 million, you're going to be paying 200,000 every month for this period of time. It's clear. You get, yeah. My contact just as is 0752 991 051. Unfortunately, this chat is only for you guys. I cannot type there. So that's the only way I can actually share my number. 752-991-051. But if you go to the descriptions of my videos and the about section of the YouTube channel, my contact is there. Yeah, so you can actually get it. Yeah, so the banks, the reason the banks take a lot of time to lend you money is because that's the right way to lend you money. That's the only right way. For someone to lend you money, they have to find out, are you going to be able to pay this money? Which business do you have? If you're going to like borrow 12 million, do you have a business that can give you 1 million? Okay, do you have a business that can give you 700,000 every month for 2 years? If that is not there, they will not give you money. You get? But if it's there, then they give you money, knowing that, okay, we're going to take a yaka senteko. Actually, they don't give you top-up loans until they know that this person now does sort of consistently for the last loan. But these logbook guys, guy akusanga mujamu nakuwaka papara muganjagala sente olwayo ne bakutwala. As long as your logbook is in your name, they'll give you a loan. Put a caveat. They'll wait for you 8 months down the road. They come for the car, and when they take the car, you don't get it back. Then you just turn kukuba mwaka fani ine sente zenyu nonida mugenda mu court lwaki sigulamu emmotoka endala yongo yesonyiwa, and they take it legally, by the way, because you signed the agreements. The reason why those agreements, most of the times people don't read them, is because by the time someone goes for a logbook loan, aba kuchisenge. Yes, Khalid, thank you very much. Will it also be able to monitor? Yes. So Khalid, what happens with our tracking devices? When we install the tracking devices in your car, you can go to your phone, see where your car has been in the past 24 hours, the past week, even the past year, even the past 2 years. You can, as long as the device was active in the car, you can see where the car has been. You can track the car in real time. When the car is moving, you look at the phone, you see what speed that car is using. You get. You can turn off the car remotely. Even if you are in London and the car is in Kampala, you can go to your phone and press a button and the car will go off. And it will not start again until you command it to start again. With our devices, you can call the tracking device. It will answer itself and you listen to what is going on in the car. Our devices are that powerful. The device can also tell you when someone taps the car, for example, there's a vibration on the car. For example, someone taps here. Now my car is going to give me an alert, for example. You get. And we make sure that we put the device in a place that even you can't know. Even I can't know. Now, what our devices, the device gives you, our device gives you the power. Gives you the power to, in case your car is stolen, you can recover it in the next 3 hours. As long as you have budget, because then you can actually start tracking it there and then no jigoba paka bwojikwata. Actually, you turn off the engine, then no gina no fune motoka yo. Because in the first 3 hours when the car is stolen, teri mu byalowooza ku byakunoonya device eyo. Ne bwabanga ng'amanyi nti baziteekamu, kizibu kusanga mubbi atandika kulowooza. The first 3 hours is getaway time. Kati ffe tukuwa time eyo. Okitegeera. And you will find that majority of the guys that steal these cars asanga emmoloka awo tagisuubiramu bintu ebyo. Okitegeera. And I also have tricks that I can give you that can, even with the tracking device, you have those tricks that will still keep you safe. Okitegeera. So that's the power that our tracking devices give you. But also now Khalid go again ofune Morocco empia, I would recommend that you get comprehensive insurance as well. Why? I talked about comprehensive insurance yesterday. Comprehensive insurance Morocco newe bagibba. Bwe baya million abiri, they at least give you 80% of the value of that car. Bwe baya million 10 ne bagibba. Ne shibera proved nti Morocco babye nzibe. They give 8 million to go and get another car. Comprehensive insurance, I recommend it for people that have new cars. Muleme kuzanyira mu sente zammwe okitegeera, so that you can actually get back your car. Comprehensive insurance is good. Normally you pay 0.04% of the value of the car, but don't go to the insurance company yourself. Get insurance agents. Now these insurance agents have arrangements with insurance companies kati bote basobola balemesa bawachi kuba compensating, and yegwe that company can refuse to compensate you ne bakubuzaabuza paka bwobivaamu. But if it's through an agent, the agent will fight for you and make sure you get your money. So everybody that's going to buy a new car, make sure you get comprehensive insurance. Now, I've not marketed for any company. I hope it's clear. So get an agent, a trusted agent, or get someone that has comprehensive insurance. Now, if you don't know more about comprehensive insurance, you can actually go and watch my video from yesterday. Now you get the comprehensive insurance for over like 30 minutes. Then you would understand what it does. Yeah. So, we were still saying avoid logbook loans. Avoid logbook loans at all costs. Avoid logbook loans at all costs. Because zijja kuzza mu kyalo. You'd rather sell your asset. So, you guys, do you have any questions? I think my broadcast, I have 9 minutes here. So, we can still go through whatever question you have. So, Khalid has told you, you can actually go. Khalid, share the contact of the person that actually worked on you. Tomanya, omuntu ayinza okuba ayagala, and they don't know how to get to you. So you guys, again, my number is 0752-991-051. What other business do I do? I am a marketing personnel. Nti business eganye, ekutabudde. You need to know how to make it work. Bakastoma bajja badduka, bakastoma banyivu. I can come and do a marketing, and I can come and analyze your business. Tuyita audit, we do a marketing audit. Then whatever is wrong with your business, what you need to do to get the business moving. I'm a marketing expert, and you get. So I would tell you what you need to do to get your business moving again. I would tell you what you're doing wrong and what you can fix. Now, when I come to do that in your business, that is not free. That is chargeable. It's your church in my inbox because I look at the caliber of the business and all that. Yeah, I also do customer service trainings, because majority of the times when businesses don't work out, it's because of the customer service, because every business gets customers, and it's one customer that you work on. So every customer normally when you people think of customer service, you think of how you talk to customers. No, customer service is broad. It's bigger than how you talk to customers. But of course, that's a thing for another day. That's why I have trainings for that. I do customer service trainings. You can be a group of 10 people. Training. I can do it in one day. You get training customer service. For example, you do businesses, and then I come and train you. I charge you for that, and I train you how you're going to do customer service. 360. I also do digital marketing trainings. Yeah. That's where I do. If you're performing arts, bio, but customers see banonya bwente abo bo. If bio bikola bina the way, like I said, I'm a marketing person, so I know the market for that. Spacio model 2008 UBH series and above. Eyo no judge by down million nga 18 kwambuka waggulu Spacio. Just Spacio chobomanya, they have a high resale value and people want them. So you'll find that it's 18 and above if you're lucky to not find it in 20. But just have your 18 million on hand, and then you start looking for a Spacio. But 18 million is a lot of money for you to buy a used car in Uganda. If you have 18 million, why don't you just go to the bond and hi Blick, is Toyota Passo good for long distance? Say I want to travel. Yes. Brick, yeah, JK, for my girlfriend when she gets pregnant. Yes, but if it's for your girlfriend, Why are you buying a Spacio? Why are you buying such a very expensive car just for a lady to drive herself and her baby? Abakyala abo beetaaga emmotoka entonotono gy'asobola omaintaininga gy'asobola okuvuga if she has to park in town, she has to maneuver beetaaga obumotoka obutonotono bwe basobola okukola ki. Also because ladies are not as cautious as us, tomuwa mmotoka ate gye bajja mubbako mangu nnyo. Funa emmotoka nga tebajja nga kale ne bwe baba ababbi bagibba naye nga if they find it in a parking lot, it's not the first they look at and they say let me steal this one. You could get her like a Sienta. You could get her such cars. Don't get her high ticket cars that they steal within a blink of an eye. Primoz, Spacio, it's a motoka bazibba. Wish. Because those cars omuntu ne bwajula n'agitemaatema spare mangu ago ebintu babigula mangu because emmotoka gye ziri nnyingi. Okitegeera. So I would think if you're going to be giving your woman a car, get her a car that is not very high ticket. Don't get her a fielder still. Yeah. So and okujjako ng'abadde avuga already if she's experienced. Also bw'aba talina experience ya kuvuga, I'd also recommend you to buy her a car that is going to be expensive for lights to be replaced. Okitegeera nti bw'aba atomedde ettaala ate lya mitwalo asatu, those are the Spacios of the world. So mufunye emmotoka nga spare is very easy to, but that's my opinion though. You don't have to take it. So you can go ahead and buy a Spacio if ayinza n'okuba gy'ayagala bambi. Yeah. So yes, Phil, thank you for coming. Patrick Brick is saying, so if JK, if she's not experienced at driving, get her a Paso. By the way, you guys, now that I'm talking about a Paso, Brick has just said, can I go to Kabale every weekend? Yes, Brick, you can go to Kabale every weekend. But if you're going to be driving a Paso, make sure you get a 1.3cc. Don't get a 1.0cc Paso. Ejja kubonyaabonya. Okitegeera kayinjini kajja kuwa mangu, but 1.3 is always good. Okitegeera. But just remember those cars in the hills of Kabale, you don't go fast. Kajja kuwuga kakaveeko ogweri mu kikko. Those cars, they are light. You get. They are light. What do you think of a Boxer engine in a Subaru Forester 2004? Wow, I'm not very specific about which engine is in which Subaru. I'm not very specific. I'll have to study that. I'm not very specific about engines in Subarus. I'm going to have to study that feel. Yeah, I'll probably get back to you on that. Me, I need a newer Tutti. Khalid, you first relax with that car you have. I know the newer 2010 is actually sexy. It's very, very sexy. But you first drive that one and enjoy. Yeah. Very soon you'll be telling us you want a Velfire. Yeah, so Brick, you can actually do long distances in Impaso. Na 1.3cc because that engine is kind of strong. So in a way, you can drive it for a longer period because if you're going to be doing Kabale every weekend, that's a lot of mileage on a 1.0cc Paso. That's a lot of mileage. Ka engine kabaka jako among. So get a 1.3. And if possible, if there is a 1.5, get a 1.5. And then you give it very good service. Emoroka etambule nnyo giwe service ey'amaanyi. Togizannyiramu. Nti ne bweba nga even if for example it broke down on the road, you're sure. You see how I drive my Corolla here. I'm sure if it breaks down on the road, it's something fresh. It will either be a fuel pump, because normally fuel pumps don't warn when they are going to stop working. What else? Nothing. You get, normally when you're driving a car that you're confident is good because you service it. Me, I do maintenance fixing. You get, the time that my brakes failed, I knew they were going to fail because I had been told that I should change something and I didn't change it. So when the brakes failed, I knew why they failed. You get. So Arthur, I need a car I also drive when I'm around Kapaso Nedda. Yeah, so then you can go for a Sienta, you can go for a Fielder. There are so many cars. And almost all cars right now, Jagendo Kwesanga, the prices are almost the same. You get. Yeah. So the prices are almost the same. So you can go for a Sienta. I think a Sienta is a very good car because you don't have to overload it. After a Harrier 1.8cc could be going for how much? Is there a Harrier 1.8cc? It's not there. It's 2. either 2.2 or 3.0, the old models. It's either 2.2. Now, when they tell you it's 8.8 because the engine kind of looks like the Chibina engine, it's not. That engine is 2.2. Yeah, so it will consume a little more than the 1.8. But that you can get at yeah, I also never heard of it. I've not actually seen it. The latest model, then the latest model would be a 2016, 2015, right, Patrick? 2016. Those cars you find at around 60 million. No. It's actually more than that, 70 to 80. Yeah, they are quite expensive. They're quite expensive. I need to ask how much it is. But a 1.8cc Harrier is new model. You'll find it. You can't, because if a Kaundo is at around 60, 50, then just know that 1.8cc, which is the 2006 model, should be at around 80, 90 million. You get. Yeah, but I'll have to ask. I'll have to ask on that. Yeah. So Paso, what you got a Paso? Then there are all other alternatives. Just make sure, as long as you're in your budget, you can drive. No warm and also you can decide. Hey, by the way, Khalid. You could actually ask that person that got you the car, ask them about the Prius. It would be a good deal for you who is in transport, because then you'd be driving hybrid. Just imagine that 1.3 million is a wakola. And you're in a hybrid. Ngogende kabale nonyo mitwalo musanvu. Yeah, 20 million is good money, JK. The Paso is a Paso. Yeah, just know 20 million, 25, you can get, of course, miaka jeju kwa uramu, you can go to the bond and be able to still find a field at 2007, and they'll give it to you at around 27. What car is at 20 million in the bond? Right now, the only car in the bond that is 20 million is a Paso. Things are tough. A Paso used to cost 12 million in 2020. Things are getting tough. But don't worry, you could just go to a random bond. Yeah, you could find that you can get a Nissan March, get a Mazda Demio. And by the way, those cars, Bobo Jet and the Uganda, Bobo Jet and the first owner. You can actually find that you can find Nissans, Cubes, you can find it at even 17 million in the bond. You get. It's just that most people Toyota, because it's very easy to maintain. You're the first person to drive it here on Ugandan roads. You'll find that it will take you time to repair. I'm a Toyota guy. 20 million gwatagala Paso. But at 15 million you could actually get a UBB Spacio. You get. You just get your Ugamba to millions and Spacio UB series. Go to rollers. You get. Of course, that you're going to sell in 2 years, you have to think about Spacio Fielder Wish. Sienta, no. Sienta resale value is not good. Primo. If you're going to be selling, I'd stay in that lane, because those are the cars that actually have very high resale value currently. Spacio doesn't have, Sienta doesn't have a very big resale value. Raum new model doesn't have a very good resale value. I think those are the cars that have a very good resale value currently. So if you are looking to resell, you look at the Spacio, look at the Filler, you look at the Wish. Even the ISIS is good, but it doesn't have a very good resale value. Look at the Primo. You could look at the RAV4 new model. Yeah. If you're 20 million, you could also get a Harrier Kawundo. Not the current number plate, but still you would be able to sell in like 2 years at a good price. Yeah. Yeah, you could look at those cars. Yeah, cars are expensive. So Justus, how much did you import your car? Which car is it? And how much did you save? Just for JK to understand. Maybe he could use that money, and by the time SUVs are not fuel efficient. SUVs are not meant to be fuel efficient. SUVs are meant to be luxury cars. No SUV is meant to be fuel efficient, because even the SUV that they say, even the SUVs that they say, I had the Harrier Undo 2.4, but my babe couldn't drive it. She said it was too big for her. Yeah. So SUVs, Brick, are not meant to be fuel efficient. SUVs are meant to give you comfort. SUVs are meant to give you style. SUVs are meant to give you prestige. You get. So SUVs are not meant to be fuel efficient. But there is a Harrier maybe 2015 or 2016 that is 1.8 cc. That is the SUV that I've had in the past like 1 year that is 1.8 cc and below. I've also, if you can get a hybrid SUV, it would be good, but any SUV that is hybrid is definitely expensive. I don't think there's an SUV that is good on the fuel. Yeah, JK is here telling you the Harrier 2.4 was thirsty on the fuel. It drank fuel like it is a drunk person. So you need to rethink the idea that you will get an SUV that is good on fuel. That's why I think most people that have SUVs have a smaller car. I when I was going to UMI when I was studying marketing, I had this older guy that we were in class with. He's a very big executive in one of the banks in town. Very big executive, Musaja Mugagano. But he had a Harrier Kawundo, and he also had a Primo. So he would drive a Kawundo probably on Monday and Tuesday, and the rest of the days he drives a Primo. So that's why when people ask me how durable some cars like the Fortuner and all those big cars are, I normally tell you some of the guys that have those big cars also have the small alternatives. Yeah, JK is saying he spent 1 million on fuel every month. Currently, I think almost everyone almost spends 1 million because fuel doubled in price. So right now, because when we bought fuel at 3,000, yeah, it was the Harrier was a fuel guzzler. Now just imagine when you're buying fuel at almost 6,000 now, you get. So it's really expensive. So eswaga lyaliwo JK, eswaga lyaliwo, eswaga walifunanga. So that's what you need to know. SUVs yo bwogivuga SUV oba waswaga nnyo oba munene naye nga gwamanya ekiri mu nsawo yo okitegeera. So normally I would recommend that you buy an SUV after you have an alternative car. You have your car Corolla kati nganze benkalina wano, then you go and buy a Fortuner n'ogisaawo ewaka nga yabagenyi kulabako. Sajja tayagala kweraga avuga Corolla. Munanga ina kamotoka kakadde kavuga naye waka inayo Prado nga gwamanyi lwaki Prado gireke waka. You get. So you need to think about that as well. So guys, I think I have to go. Thank you very much for taking the time to be here. Stuart, Khalid, thank you very much for your contribution. Novik, yeah. Khalid, you have been very helpful. What they Amawulide, Justus, Patrick, Dunston, Nicholas, yeah, JK and Brick and Phil. Yeah, thank you very much, guys, for being here. It means a lot. Yeah. So that's my business I do, but I wanted a car to keep home, and I opted for Sienta 2007, and it has costed me, wow, that's a very big saving, by the way, Justus. That's very big saving. So JK, if you could actually connect with Justus right now, if you can get a Sienta at 19 million, that's a very big saving. Of course, now it would cost you about 20 because you can't get a 2007, you can get a 2008. But 19 million is saving right now because Sienta mubonto so najifuna ya million 19. So JK, Jill Kakunguru, thank you for that. So Jill, of course, importing is always much cheaper. Yeah, so Justus got Sienta 2007 at 19 million. And I'm thinking this money is not paid at once. You pay for the car, then you pay for shipping when it gets to Mombasa, then you pay more and more and more. So Fielder 2007 used versus foreign used price ranges. I don't think right now there is a 2007 in the bond. because right now people are importing 2009. Last year they were importing 2008. Isn't it just us? Yeah. So, but I'm thinking 28, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, around there, depending on which bond you go to and what is available. Yeah. A friend of mine imported his own fielder last year. Is it this year? Last year. I think he's been driving it for more than a year now. And he used about 25 to get it here. And by the time he was done, he had used 28 million. So just when if you're buying a fielder, you need to reserve about 30 million. Yeah, you need to reserve about 30 million. Yeah, foreign used. But even fielders that are driven here, if you find a person that has been driving properly, you'll enjoy it. Yeah, so tobera discouraged n'emmotoka ezaano osobola ogigula million 17 18 ng'emmotoka era nnungi tegenda kuwa stress. So Soko, I think I've answered you. So guys, thank you very much for taking the time to be here. The name is Arthur. I am a marketing person. Bwoba in a business ngekutawanya, and you know the challenge is marketing. The challenge is marketing. Trust me, I'm very good there. I'm good at customer service. I'm good at digital marketing. I could actually work with you to make sure that you create systems that can make sure you get customers and retain them. Yeah. I've done trainings for the past 4 years. I've been doing trainings for groups. If you want a training and you can't afford it alone, probably you can get 4 to 10 of your friends. You collect yourselves in a business, and I come and train you guys in better marketing practices. We work out a system together. Then the mistake business here. Yeah, I also sell tracking devices. This is how I keep the lights on here. Sell tracking devices. The tracking device is 350, and my God, it's the best device on the market. And of course, you're getting it from a trusted person, someone that has a brand to protect. You're not getting it from an electrician from Chiseka, Ajoku Jatano ne Motokayo. Yeah. So I also help people choose cars. I charge between 350 to 500,000 to help you select a car. Yeah, the reason I don't do it for free, I don't want to be compromised. They can give me 1 million shillings to just say you get. So I come from wherever we are coming from to go see cars. To get a good car. I'm like a guardian angel in the process. So thank you very much for being here always. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow if you're here. Yeah, 2008 stops this year. Yes, 2008 stops this year. So next year is going to be 2009. So just us. Yeah, you should inbox me on phone. Just us. Inbox me on WhatsApp, my WhatsApp. Twins okora business. Twins okora business, just us. So inbox me. Tulabe. So you guys have a very nice evening and a good weekend. What work was the exercises and I do my 10 kilometers every morning on Saturday and every morning on Sunday. So nakede nziruka 10 kilometers nchangenda kera nziruka 10 kilometer kan nziruka nga sina kye nakoze bwe nkomo ndio kankola emirimu gyange emirala bangenda mu town. I make sure that my appointment is after my exercise no matter what. You get, that's a choice I've made for myself to keep a healthy heart, to be fit. Yeah, so guys, it has been a pleasure being here talking about these things. Have a very nice evening. Ciao.